Unlock your confidence. The method to silence the critical voice in your head. The first thing you need to get, and this is crucial, that critical voice isn't you. Imagine that inside your mind, there's a gatekeeper, an old, grumpy one. He was trained a long time ago, maybe back in your childhood, to protect you from danger, from shame, from failure. The problem is, he's gotten a bit paranoid. He sees danger in everything, in every new idea, in every single step you take outside your comfort zone. He isn't your enemy. He's just doing his job way over the top. We spend our whole lives believing that what this gatekeeper yells from his little booth is the absolute truth about who we are. The first step to unlocking your life is to stop handing him the pen to write your story. This voice feeds on the past and fears the future. Think of it like a faulty smoke alarm. An alarm is useful. It saves you from a fire. But an alarm that goes off every single time you light the stove to make coffee becomes a hindrance. It keeps you from feeding yourself. That critical voice is just like that. It uses the memory of an old failure, of some criticism you heard in grade school, of that one time you weren't picked, and it triggers the alarm, convincing you the fire's going to happen all over again. And so, out of fear of the smoke, you never risk cooking up your own dreams or nurturing your confidence. The real game changer, the secret most people won't tell you, is learning to dissociate from this voice. It's about treating it like background noise. Picture this. You're driving the car of your life. You're at the wheel. The critical voice is in the passenger seat, or better yet, a backseat driver with an old crumpled map screaming, "Turn left! Watch out for that pothole! You're gonna crash!" For the longest time, you believed it was the GPS. Now, I want you to see it for what it is, a scared passenger. Thank it for its concern, but you keep driving. You're the one holding the wheel. You're in control. This is where you start to embrace the concept of my command. But, and this brings us to our next point, how do you actually do that? How do you tell the difference between paralyzing criticism and the intuition that's genuinely trying to warn you? In the middle of the whirlwind of a big decision, how do we manage to, for real, turn down the volume on that passenger and listen to our own voice, the voice of our courage? What tool do we use so that our true self can issue its command and say, "Quiet now, I'm making the call"? Remember the questions I asked? How do you tell criticism from intuition? How do you take control? The answer isn't a magic formula, but a form of training, a new way of relating to your own mind. The first tool is observer awareness. Do this exercise with me right now. Stop for a second. What was the last negative thing that voice told you today? Got it? Instead of fighting it or believing it, just observe it. Take a step back inside your own head and look at that thought like a scientist would look at a cell under a microscope, with curiosity, not judgment. Criticism is loud, repetitive, anxious, and almost always speaks in absolutes. You never get it right. Everything's gonna go wrong. Intuition, on the other hand, is a calm whisper, a gut feeling. It doesn't diminish you, it directs you. Learning to feel the texture of a thought is the first step to disarming it. The second tool is Socratic questioning. When the voice says, "You're gonna fail at this project," don't accept it as truth. Become a detective in your own mind. Ask it with genuine curiosity. Based on what 100% solid evidence are you claiming that? What's the proof that failure is the only possibility? Haven't there been times when I thought I was going to fail and in the end I pulled it off? You'll quickly realize this voice is a lousy lawyer. Its arguments are based on fears, distortions, past traumas, and almost never on present facts. By questioning it, you don't validate it. You expose its fragility. You pull off the monster mask and see that behind it there's nothing but smoke. This is where the third and most powerful tool comes in, establishing my command. This is a deliberate act of inner authority. I want you, right now, to think of, and maybe even write down, a short, firm phrase that will be your personal power statement. It's not a scream of anger, it's an assertion of power. It could be, "Noted, but I'm making the call," or thanks for trying to protect me, but I'm taking this risk. Or a simple and direct, I'm in charge now. Picked yours? Great. That phrase is your mute button. Every time the critical voice starts its show, you take a deep breath and mentally, or even in a low voice, you declare, my command. It might feel silly at first, but with repetition, you are literally forging a new neural pathway. You are teaching your brain who's really in charge here. Now, I want to take you even deeper. Here's a question that might just change the game for you. What if that critical voice, that grumpy gatekeeper, who gives you so much grief, isn't an enemy to be annihilated, but the guardian of a treasure? The great psychologist Carl Jung would say that our shadow, the very thing we repress the most, also holds our greatest potential. Think about it. What does your voice attack the most? Your desire to create? Your ambition to lead? Your capacity to love? Usually the ferocity of the attack is proportional to the importance of what it's guarding. The fear of public speaking hides a powerful communicator. The fear of showing your art hides a powerful artist. The real shift isn't to silence the voice, but to use it as a treasure map. Wherever it screams the loudest, that's where there's gold to be dug up. You stop being a victim of your thoughts and become an alchemist, someone who transforms the lead of fear into the gold of confidence. Your confidence won't come from the absence of fear or criticism, but from your courage to act in spite of them. It's looking at that scared passenger and calmly saying, I know you're there, but I'm the one driving. That, my friend, is true power. That is having my command. So, what's the takeaway from all this? If you had to jot down our conversation on the back of a napkin, what would you write? First, that this critical voice isn't you. It's just a scared gatekeeper, a faulty alarm. Your job isn't to destroy it, but to understand it. Second, that you have practical tools to change this dynamic. You can observe your thoughts without drowning in them. You can question their validity like a good detective. And most importantly, you can and you must establish your authority. You have the power to say, I appreciate the input, but the final decision is mine. The real, effective solution to unlock your confidence isn't a magic wand that will silence your fears forever. Life doesn't work that way. True confidence is born in the exact moment you decide to act despite the fear. It's a daily practice, a conscious choice. With every small decision, every no you give to the paralyzing voice, and every yes you give to your own courage, your self-esteem muscle gets stronger. The great enlightenment isn't found in the absence of criticism, but in your ability to be the master of your own mind. Remember the treasure map. Where the criticism is most fierce, that's usually where your greatest strength, your most brilliant potential is hidden. Don't run from that tension. Dive into it. That's where you'll grow. The secret is to have sovereignty over yourself. You're the one who gets the final say. You're the one who exercises my command. As the great thinker Carl Jung reminds us, and this perfectly encapsulates our conversation, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Making the darkness conscious is exactly that. Looking at this critical voice, at this shadow, not as a monster, but as a part of you that needs direction, that needs a leader, and that leader is you. By doing this, you don't eliminate it, you integrate it. And it's from this integration that an unshakable confidence is born, because it no longer depends on a perfect day or the absence of doubt. It depends on only one thing: your decision to be in control. This journey doesn't end here. It begins now, with your next decision, with your next thought. And if our talk has strengthened you, if it sparked a light inside, then become part of this community. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next sessions. Also, hit that notification bell, because consistency is key to making a change. And so I know that you made it all the way to the end, that you're truly committed to taking the reins. I want to propose a pact. Write our power phrase, your new personal decree, down in the comments. Comment, my command. I want to see your strength flood the comments. Every comment will be another brick in building your new inner fortress. Oh, and while you wait for our next video, you might want to check out this other one over here. It could be the perfect follow-up to our conversation today. All the best, and see you soon.